Hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today's video, we're going to talk start collecting Warhammer 40,000, and today we're going to take a look at the Sanctorum Guard, one of the many different Warhammer 40k Battleforces coming out this Christmas. In this Battleforce box set, we're going to talk about all of the models inside of said box set and how they work on the tabletop. We'll then take a look at a couple of different units we can use to expand upon after these first couple of initial purchases, and finally finish off the video with a little sample army list of 1,000 points for you to use as some inspiration for starting your own Sister to Battle army for Warhammer 40k using the Sanctorum Guard box set this Christmas. Now, the contents of the box set. First of all, we get Morven Val. She is the named character for the Sister Battle inside the box set. She's in her Paragon warsuit here. She's 280 points, and she has a couple of different weapons. First of all, her Lance of Illumination, which can have a couple of different melee weapon profiles, either getting some extra attacks or generally being a little bit more powerful. She's also got two different shooting attacks with Fidelis for heavy 3, strength 6, -1 AP, damage 2, or the Paragon missile launcher on her back as well. Your general sort of missile launcher with either a blast, lesser strength weapon, or a higher strength, more damage dealing weapon. She then has her Purgator Mobilis Warsuit, which gives her a 4-up invulnerable save, and each time she would lose the wound as a result of a mortal wound on a 4+, it's not lost. Each time an attack is allocated to her, you halve the damage characteristic to her as well. And then her Righteous Repugnance, once per battle at the end of the fight phase, if this model is within engagement range of any enemy units, she can fight again. Her High Lord of the Imperium allows if your army is battle-forged, and she must be your army's warlord. And then if more than one model from your army would have such a rule, you then have to pick one of the models with such a rule. Now, she's got the Abbas Sanctorum aura, where friendly Adeptus Sororitas core units within 6 inches of her can reroll hit rolls and wound rolls of 1. Her commander of the Adeptus Sororitas, in your command phase, you can select a friendly core or character unit within 6 inches of her, and until your next command phase, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you reroll the hit or wound roll from it. So she's got a bunch of different abilities she can do. So she can select a friendly core or character, and then everything within 6 of her that is core will get the ability to reroll the hit, which is just super nice. So she can pass out, hit and wound rerolls. It's just super, super good. She also does do extra damage when she dies as she explodes. Now, next to her, we have the Battle Sister Squad. We get 10 Battle Sisters in here. These models can also be built as Celestians or Dominions. There's a couple of different options you can go around playing within this. Battle Sisters, pretty much your baseline troops. They're generally armed with bolters. You can have flamers, multi-melters, and a couple of other different upgrades for the unit, but they're pretty stock standard fighters for the Adeptus Sororitas. Where it gets interesting is looking at the Paragon Warsuits. These are models that are in the same armor that Morven Val is in, or just a little bit less fancy version. They're going to have a variety of different shooting weapons, from heavy bolters, multi-melters, heavy flamers. They've also got their Paragon grenade launchers as well, and get the close combat option of Warblades or War Maces. These are two different weapons. With your War Mace, you'll generally be a little bit more punchy, but you will suffer the -1 to hit. But the Warblades will get you some extra attacks, so you won't have the damage characteristic. But you will get AP -3 over AP -2, but you only be +1 strength compared to the +4 strength that the War Mace will give you. Paragon Warsuits as well subtract 1 from the damage from all attacks that target them. The last unit we have here is another Elite's choice after the Paragon Warsuits, and that is the Celestian Sacrosancts. Personally, my favourite Adeptus Sororitas models. Absolutely love these models. Now, they're a combat-focused unit. They have the Bodyguard rule. While they're within range of a sanctified character, they can provide the Lookout Sir, even if they've got fewer than 3 models in their unit. They've got a 4-up invulnerable save on them, and the Keeper of Faith. This unit is eligible to perform heroic interventions as if it were a character as well. They come armed with their Anointed Halberds or Hallowed Maces, and the champion can take the Spear of the Faithful, which is a nice little upgradable weapon for the unit. Looking at where to go next, I think a boring option, but certainly a decent option to look at first of all, is an Adeptus Sororitas Rhino for your force. This can be used to either bring in those Sacrosancts to close combat, or potentially transporting those 10 Battle Sisters along the table. Be really good for the Battle Sisters in particular. This way you can equip them with heavy flamers, get them into target range, but also enabling you to throw a troop choice around the battlefield and get objectives secured to where you need it to be. It can be equipped with a hunter-killer missile, which is a once per game nice little missile. Now, another unit to look at is another elite choice, and that is the Repentia Superior and the Sisters Repentia. Now, the Repentia Superior, she has a cool couple of rules that work alongside playing with the Sisters Repentia. First of all, the Scourge of the Penitent. If she's Battleforged, you can include her in a detachment so long as you've got a Sisters Repentia unit. And driven onwards in your command phase, she can select one friendly Repentia unit within 3 inch, and if you do so, till the end of the turn, this model and that unit are both eligible to declare a charge in a turn even which they advanced. On top of that, she'll get to add +1 to the wound rolls for friendly Repentia units within 6 inch of her. Now, the Sisters Repentia themselves are pretty solid fighters. Now, they're going to have a nice 2 attacks per model baseline, though each time an attack is made with their weapons, because they've got eviscerators, they will be -1 to hit. They've got a 5+ feel no pain on them, and if this unit is destroyed during any phase other than the morale phase, you gain a miracle dice as well, as they are, sort of trying to redeem themselves in death. Lastly, a unit to talk about is a fast attack unit called the Seraphim Squad. Seraphim are really interesting. They can bring a nice couple of pistol weapons in either the Inferno pistols, which are little multi-weapons, and then Mithras hand flamers as well. They can also take plasma pistols as well, and chainswords or power swords on the unit. So they've got quite a decent amount of options for them. I find they're a nice, fast-moving unit to bring to the table, good at getting where you need to. Alrighty, and so here we have our sample army list. Now, we're going to be playing in a Vanguard detachment. This, at 1,000 points, is going to use all our command points, but this means you can get this entire force plus one other model you'll purchase alongside it into a 1,000-point army and be able to play some games really quickly with this box set. So, we're not going to get any command abilities, and we're not going to get any relics for this army. No warlord traits, no relics, no nothing, but we do have Morven Val as our leader. Now, we've gone for the Order of the Bloody Rose. We have a lot of combat units in this force, so I think this one really suits what we're going to try and do. Now, the Order of the Bloody Rose has a special rule called Quick to Anger. Each time a model with this convocation fights, if they've made a charge, were charged, or performed heroic intervention, they get +1 attack. And for the same lot of requirements, they will also get to increase their armor penetration of their melee attacks by 1 as well. Now, for our only troops choice in the army, we've got the Battle Sisters squad there. They've got a couple of flamers. They're going to have the Sisters Superior with a power sword and an Incenser Serab joining the squad. And then along with that, they're also going to have the Simulacrum Imperialis in the squad as well. We have 3 elite choice, and this is why we've gone for building the army this way, because Paragon Warsuits can only be taken in units of 3. You can't have them in a unit of 6. This is why we're required to do this, because even though we have enough Battle Sisters in the box set to build 2 units of 5, we wouldn't be able to include all the different models we have available to us in that box set in a patrol detachment that they'd unlock for us. We would need to get more troops. So, I think this is the best way. We've got the Celestian Sacrosancts, who've got the Sacrosanct Superior upgraded with the Spear of the Faithful, and then 2 Paragon Warsuits stock standard. Now, the Paragon Warsuits here, there are some other options that don't cost any points, so you certainly can play around with what weapon options you've got here. Lastly, we have a Sororitas Rhino. Like I said, this is really cool for the Battle Sister squad to transport them around the battlefield, or indeed even the Celestian Sacrosancts, though they're probably more better staying on the table, being near Morven Val. We've got Hunter-Killer Missile equipped on the Rhino just for a little bit of a nice sort of anti-armor, but with that said, if you've got some ideas on how to run this force at 1,000 points in Warhammer 40k, let us know down in the comments below. And so that is the end of the video. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and drop us a comment down below letting us know what you thought about the video. If you'd like to come chat more with me and other members of our little community here, you can do so over on the Sinful Gaming Discord server, which is linked down in the video's description. Also, if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so either by joining Patreon or YouTube members, or grabbing some merch from our Teespring or Ko-fi stores, all of which are linked down in the video's description. Anyone who helps support the channel, we are greatly appreciative of. For our Patreon and YouTube members, we'd like to give you all a shout out for everyone who does support the channel. So, thank you to our Patreon members: Christian Weir, Soren, Kenny Love, Outer and Shot First, Andrew Bowen, Nathan Fee, The Rising Ape, Q Dynamic, Anthony B, JJ Austrian, Average Wargamer, Domir, Mark Harvey, James Cater, Bloobs, Benjamin Swallows, Redman, and DeHaven, Kevin Bowman, Iron Grinch, and our YouTube members: Greenridge Gaming, Kenton Young, Ronya, Lockdoric, the Johnny84, David Ellsworth, Wolfric Nick, Broken Chef, Ariana Edwards, Revenar, Pink Nico Fire, Robin Mankiller, Monty's Tabletop Terrain, John Castle, Davis Weir, and James South. Lastly, a special shout out to Lady Witchfox Art, who does all the amazing artwork you see on the channel. Thank you so much for all the work you put in on that end. With that said, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe. Once again, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.